Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, amma ba'd, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, brothers and sisters. Welcome to Chai with my Bhai.
Look at me,
brothers, give salam inshallah, it's okay, don't worry.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Slightly out of camera.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. No, you guys are in, just I told you
okay, it's fine. Today's episode, inshallah, first of all, welcome back to season 2. Today's episode...
Season 2, brother.
It's season 3.
It's episode 3.
No, it's not episode 3.
It's season 3.
It's season
we
2.
came back again.
This is season 2.
This is season 2.
So
that was
wait, when did season 2 start?
New Bhai rises.
When you came back.
When you came back.
So season 1 is including of the previous time where Chai Bhai came back.
Yeah.
That's all including
That's
season
yeah.
1.
Otherwise, that's only going to be 2 episodes.
That was just a summer break. That was just a summer break in Ramadan and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
My bad. Sorry.
Wow.
Should we start again?
No.
My bad.
We don't do that.
We don't do that on Chai Bhai. It's candid.
So on today's episode, inshallah, we're going to be talking about women... Oh, wait, no, we're not. We're talking about men's clothing today. Allah
Yeah. We're doing a men's thing. No, I'm joking. Yeah. It's very, very excited. They didn't receive the reception that I was expecting.
Okay, so we're waiting for Saad to get back, and then... okay, so... back to the topic. So today's episode, we're going to be talking about men's clothing from a variety of different aspects. In terms of what's permissible, what's impermissible, what the scholars said in this regard.
Men's hijab.
Why did you do that?
Is that even... Can you even call it men's
Yes, you
hijab?
Are we starting? Shall I start the timer?
Start the timer and let's get straight into that. So there is this notion, some people say, brothers, why don't you guys ever talk about men's hijab? Now maybe what they intend is something else, but is it correct to give the title men's hijab? Do men have a hijab, Sa'ad?
Yeah, so alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah amma ba'd. So usually it's the sisters that are screaming about this issue, right?
No, there's brothers out there making videos about men's hijab.
Bro, 1 second.
Trying to gain points.
Oh man, this is a common,
Theme.
Everyone keeps interrupting
We
me.
should count like each episode how many times he gets cut off.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So that's one.
I wish to see who does it the most.
So that's one for him.
Okay. So like I said, right, so there's sisters and there's brothers screaming about the issue. And I would say, when they say the term men's hijab, why don't we talk about men's hijab? They're right. Absolutely right.
Men's hijab, not
Yes.
men's modesty. Men's hijab.
If modesty is another thing, I'm talking about men's hijab.
Okay, what do you mean by men's hijab? Explain to us.
Okay, what does the word hijab mean?
You tell us.
Huh?
I thought it
Mr.
meant
Romero.
barrier.
I mean, linguistically, it means a
Cover.
barrier, but in the modern standard Arabic usage, it means a headscarf. Or
I thought that was khimar.
Yes, well, khimar is the correct term.
Okay.
It's a Quranic term.
No, hijab means something which covers, right? So when they say men's hijab, they're talking about the covering of a man, because a man has
So would
to
you
cover.
say this tablecloth is a hijab for the table?
No.
Like, is that linguistically correct?
No.
Well, if
No.
it is, it's doing isbal because it's hanging off.
No, it's this for sure. It's half
You
the
know,
shit.
that was so funny, but people won't understand that.
Yeah,
that was,
you don't even
that
understand
was
that
so
joke.
funny.
You won't understand that joke. Flew over the head, innit?
Okay, no.
If you don't know,
Get to know.
Every
Okay.
Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. on my Instagram.
Okay, carry on.
Huh? No, okay, no. I was having a bit of a laughter, innit? So basically, the term men's hijab, it's actually incorrect term, right?
oh,
Like you mentioned.
I was thinking, what happened to you for a second?
Huh? Oh no, I left that side, but then I came back.
Okay.
Because the hijab is something which is commonly known to us as the garment of a woman. Specifically nowadays, it's referred to that which a woman wears on her head. However, we know is that the hijab is actually referring to the full outer garment that a woman has to wear.
Jilbab.
Okay, which is formerly known as jilbab in the Quran. In the ayah of Surah An-Nur, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions the jilbab, and the Surah Al-Ahzab, right?
It's just Ahzab where Jilbab is mentioned.
Okay, Surah Al-Ahzab,
So
right?
mentions khimar.
Mentions khimar. So, the point what was the point I'm making?
I don't know, first you said that men do wear hijab. Now you're saying
Okay,
they don't wear hijab.
basically, what he's trying to say is that men
Is
do,
the term men's
Yeah,
hijab
that's the
correct?
point, that's the point.
Can we come to a conclusion?
So the point is this, right? Because that word is known to the people and it's ma'aruf, it's known to everybody as the garment that a woman wears, we can't now come out and say, oh, where's the men's hijab?
because if men's not wearing hijab,
Because I don't have to, I'm not supposed to cover my head and, I'm not supposed to be doing that. So when you say, oh, what about the men's hijab? Well,
A better term would be men's modesty or
Yeah.
men's clothing.
Yeah.
Which we agree there are issues which
Men's
men don't
dress.
We're gonna
do
go
what
in-
they're supposed
and
to do.
the thing is, it's sad because sometimes you hear people, right, who, considered to be du'at, and they use the term. And I'm like, please, Arabic language, simple thing. Don't mix up the two.
Yeah.
Hijab is something in the language
shows ignorance.
which is now known in the Sharia, in the religion of Islam, specifically that which a woman wears. So we're gonna get that term and we're gonna. Okay, wait, I'll do that again because I didn't want to whistle.
Okay, so can I just say something? Yeah, some people might be saying, like, you know, why are you guys making such a big issue about a word? Well, the reason is because
words
like,
are important.
Words are important in our Sharia. Like, we give a lot of attention to words and meanings because people become misguided based on, you know, using words, right?
People say it's not buying, it's just scanning.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's not buying, it's scanning.
Like,
it's
not interest.
It's not interest. It's just
investment. You know,
and the thing is, we live in a day and age where like people's like sexual compasses are becoming all over the place. So like
it's all in terminology, isn't it?
Sexual compasses are like kind of moving all over the place. So I can imagine like a brother coming to the men's side with the actual hijab on. Like that's how they recite, right? Have you seen it?
No.
There's a bunch of people they recite Quran in the name of God, the most gracious, the most.
They're reading Salah in English.
Yeah. But the thing,
all praise is due to God.
Just to clarify, we're not talking about reverts who don't know Arabic.
No,
we're talking about
deviants. These men are deviants, as he said. The point is that we live in a day and age where men are trying to be women are trying to be men, and I can genuinely see, like, you know, a brother going to a marriage meeting with a sister with a niqab, and then suddenly it's like, hey brother, and it's a guy with a letter underneath, because people are like that now, innit?
Okay, so just to confirm, just to put this issue to bed. Listen, just to put this issue to bed,
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a men's hijab,
Yeah.
right? The same way, for example, like in one of the previous episodes, we mentioned the issue of feminism.
Yeah.
Sisters who are saying I'm a feminist, they don't actually understand what they're saying when they say they mean I support women's rights in Islam, which we agree with. But don't give yourself the term feminist because it's not correct for
I think we should mention like
same way men's hijab. It's not hijab.
Yeah,
it's men's clothing, men's modesty.
I think we should mention like a few different creedal differences. Like for example, we have with the Ash'ari, like they define terms differently and they fall into a completely different creedal belief on account of it, innit?
Yeah, that's the whole topic for another.
No, I'm just saying like for that's the importance of terminology, definitions.
We agree completely, 100%.
They are the foundation
100%.
of everything.
If you get your words wrong, you could fall into kufr.
I mean, the basic one they get wrong is la ilaha illallah.
It's not even that. Look,
can I explain?
if you just change a haraka around,
This is getting really messy.
Yeah.
Guys, we need structure.
Yeah, he's right. No one says he's right.
No. I'm saying as simple as a haraka. You move a dhamma and a fatha in the Quran out of place.
Alif zabar pesh.
or a pesh or a zabar. You could say
alif.
No, say
alif zabar pesh.
No.
Zer
zabar pesh.
Zer, bro.
Sorry, because I learned the right way. I learned the right way.
And for those who are a bit more technical, if you move the
alif isn't the right way either.
The nasb, if you switch them, there's a problem. And it can lead to kufr, like the ayah in Surah Al-Fatir.
إنما يخشى الله. If you say إنما يخشى الله, who is kufr?
I'll make some put on Instagram and him saying alif zabar pesh.
Inshallah, I'll do it just for you. Just for you.
But in summary, right? We're not saying that the clothing of a man should be dismissed, but all we're saying is don't use the term men's hijab.
Okay, agreed.
It's Islamically and Shari'i wise incorrect.
Okay,
yeah.
So
and in case you're wondering, like, where did they get La ilaha illallah wrong? I've done a whole course on it on the Knowledge College where we explain how people, you know, got La ilaha illallah wrong.
Okay, so let's get into the first issue that we want to talk about today, which we've already briefly mentioned
in the description.
Which we've briefly mentioned when I was talking about the cloth, which is the issue of isbal. So who wants to tell me what is isbal? Because there's a lot of brothers sitting there thinking, what on earth is isbal?
That's not like hair.
Yes, bal. Like, what's isbal? So who wants to run? Because so I started off with that one, you start for this one, and you can go in for the next one.
The Prophet ﷺ said, Hadith Sahih Bukhari, he said that anyone who has a garment and he wears it, his izhar, he wears it below his ankles, then that is basically going to be in the hellfire.
Okay.
So isbal is basically taking your garment and it being below your ankle. Okay. So the Prophet ﷺ commanded us to lift our garments above our ankles. This is for the men, not for the women.
Okay.
Sisters I always get this question, brother. You know, do I? Because then the Prophet said the garment of the believer is half the shin.
Yes.
Right.
That's the sunnah,
yeah. That's the sunnah, right? So between the ankle, the kneecap, half the shin is in the middle. So sister, like, do I do that as well? I'm like, that's a skirt, sister. But you don't do that. You understand? Sisters they wear it below.
It's fashion now, isn't it? You see sisters with the rolled up trousers.
I'm literally just gonna interrupt, right?
Go for it.
This can be cut out, but the curiosity just kicked in, right? In case you guys wondered, I mentioned a shubha, but we deleted it.
Coming back to the point, yeah. So a man who wears a trouser below his ankle, he's basically in the hellfire now.
He is in the hellfire?
Yeah.
Ankles in the hellfire?
Well, that's the point.
That portion is in the hellfire? What does that mean?
So you can't have like your ankles in hellfire and above your ankles in paradise.
What about
Ankles are
that
in
hadith
hellfire, you're in hellfire. Now here's another thing, yeah. Some people bring up another hadith where the Prophet another hadith where the Prophet mentioned that if a person does it out of arrogance,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not look at him on the day of judgment.
Yes.
So they will say, look,
I'm not doing it out of arrogance.
yeah, I'm not
just
doing it out of
because
arrogance.
it's fashion or because I
Good,
like
okay.
the way it looks.
Beautiful.
I like my ankles covered.
There's another hadith narrated.
It's cold outside.
There's another hadith narrated in Al-Bayhaqi where the
I'll
Prophet
get bullied.
There's another hadith narrated in Al-Bayhaqi where the Prophet ﷺ clearly said,
Sallallahu
keeping your garment below your ankles is arrogance. The Prophet defined.
What is, by the way, just for the sake of it, what is Al-Bayhaqi? What is that?
Imam Al-Bayhaqi is a muhaddith.
Okay.
He's
He's a scholar of hadith.
Scholar of
So it's a
hadith.
hadith
wrote a
book.
book
So it's a book of hadith in there.
in which he compiled
He
it.
brings a chain authentically narrated to the Prophet, or authentically from the Prophet ﷺ, where the Prophet ﷺ clearly said
That covering your ankles is...
No.
Oh, go on.
wearing your garment below your ankles is in and within itself arrogance.
So for someone to turn around and say, I'm not doing it out of arrogance,
That's
the
arrogance.
action
Oxymoronic.
itself is arrogance.
That's
So
oxymoronic.
you can't get around it by saying I'm not doing it out of arrogance. Okay, and so wait, so people might say, oh, so why did Abu Bakr do it?
Okay, good. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu was not doing it. His garment was extremely loose on him. Okay,
And we know he was very
he was
thin.
and he was making an active effort to lift it up, but it kept, because it was bigger than him. It kept slipping. So the Prophet ﷺ said to him, "You're not doing it out of arrogance, meaning you're doing it because you're skinny.
Helpless.
Yeah, you're skinny,
Okay.
and it keeps falling, right? So that's why he was an exception. He was actively trying to lift it up and whatever have you.
Okay, so the point is, brothers, you need to remember. So point number one is keep your garments above your ankles, whether that's jeans, whether that's tracksuit bottoms, whether you're wearing a thobe, no matter what it is, keep it above your ankles. Now you might get, ridiculed. You might get, called. We used to call it jack ups. What do you guys call it? Ankle swingers.
Ankles, and you know
Ankle
what?
swingers.
Can I say something? Any of those terms can
What
be
is
kufr.
that?
You know that, right? Because
Yeah,
it's
you're
mocking.
mocking.
You're mocking the sunnah. And
No,
Allah
that's
subhanahu
not
wa
even
ta'ala.
that's fard.
Yeah.
Oh, but you mean sunnah as in okay. So
Yeah, no, the Prophet, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, قُلْ أَبِاللَّهِ وَآيَاتِهِ وَرَسُولِهِ كُنْتُمْ تَسْتَهْزِئُونَ قَدْ كَفَرْتُمْ بَعْدَ
لا
إِيمَانِكُمْ
تعتذروا قد كفرتم.
لا تعتذروا قد كفرتم بعد إيمانكم بارك الله فيك. The Prophet, Allah said, is it Allah, His verses, His messenger that you guys are mocking? Don't make no excuses. Don't say, oh, I'm joking.
don't make any excuses.
Don't make any excuses. بارك الله فيك. قد كفرتم. You are now kuffar. بعد إيمانكم. You used to be believers. After you were believers.
No, exactly.
So can also, just to mention the seriousness of this point, brothers and sisters, Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu was on his deathbed. He was on his deathbed.
Yes.
Yeah. And this man was a man promised Jannah, and look at his situation, his life. He was a follower of the Prophet ﷺ, the second greatest man from this ummah after the Prophet ﷺ. So there's the Prophet, Abu Bakr, Umar. So if you don't count the Prophet, Abu Bakr is the first, and Umar is the second greatest man from this ummah.
Yeah.
When he was on his deathbed, the first thing he did is he woke up. Remember, his intestine, his stomach has been ripped open because of the blade.
Yeah.
And he's dying, right? And he says, لا حظ في الإسلام لمن ترك الصلاة. الصلاة, he said. He said, الصلاة, because he got stabbed in the prayer.
Yeah.
So he's like, I haven't finished my prayer. He's saying, Salah. Then he said, لا حظ في الإسلام لمن ترك الصلاة. There's no place in Islam for the one who doesn't have salah. So to show you that the most important thing that he was thinking of at the time of death was the salah.
Yeah.
To show you that at a man's time of death, he's stressing things that are important, right? Okay, now, as mentioning the salah, what else happened? There was a boy that walked into the room when Umar radiallahu anh was dying in that same time, and his trousers, it was not his trousers, sorry, his garment was below his ankle, it was dragging, and he said to him, he said, oh boy, he said, irfa thawbak, he said, lift up your garment, lift it up. Actually, he's dying. But he's
Like, a lot of people say he's got other things to worry about. All that kind of stuff.
No. This is, do you understand? Actually, too, why it's important. I know I'm going on in this issue a little bit, but it's like sisters always say, you always talk about sisters. We have to go in on the brothers, to show you why is it important. Because the issue of having your garment above your ankle is an issue of iman. I'll tell you why. Because there's a hadith in the Musnad of Imam Ahmad rahimahullah, where Abdullah ibn Umar, who was a son of Umar ibn Khattab, was walking past the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and his garment was trailing below his ankle. And the Prophet said, who is this? Who is this? And he said, Abdullah. That was his name. And Abdullah means slave of Allah, right? The Prophet said to him, lift up your garment in kunta Abdullah.
If you are.
He said, if you are really the slave of Allah, lift up your garment.
SubhanAllah.
So here the Prophet connected being a slave to your garment being above your ankle.
Yeah.
Meaning the level of your servitude and your slavery and your submission to Allah is connected to your garment. The same way it's an issue of iman.
It's not only connected to your garment, but your garment is connected to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't understand what you said there. So
No, I'm saying it's not the only thing that connects to
yeah,
your
it's not the only thing. Yeah, you're right. But it's a big issue. And it's from the... Remember, there's major sins and minor sins. Imam al-Dhahabi, rahimahullah, in his book, Kitab al-Kaba'ir, the book of major sins, he mentions about 70 odd major sins. This is one of those major sins. Do you want to go to hell for a few inches of garment?
No.
Like, you didn't fornicate, you didn't drink alcohol, but your garment was below your ankle.
Outside with your trousers.
Is that going to be worth it? That a few inches? And you know what's sad is that now some people do wear their garment above their ankle because the kuffar started doing it. They start growing a beard because the kuffar started doing it. It's like the hipster thing to do now, right? So now they do. So you wanted to follow the kafir but not the Prophet.
It's true. Cause sometimes you see, like, especially like Shoreditch and those hipsters, a lot of them you see them, you think, Assalamu alaikum, it looks at you. Get away from me. He's about to call like the police or something. Okay, so just to place that one in place. So the first one is keep your trousers. Your garment has to be above your ankles. That's the minimum. The sunnah, if you want to be even more righteous, inshallah, and do the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, get the extra reward. Put it halfway above, not halfway up your shin, halfway up your shin. So halfway on your shin, between your knee and your ankle, halfway
below my kneecap, halfway above my shin.
Taqriban, yeah, half full, half empty, same thing. So moving on to the next point, inshallah, which we want to discuss is the issue of a lot of brothers these days, or definitely a lot of Muslims as well, but generally a lot of youth as well. They wear brands such as, for example, True Religion. Yeah. So they've got a little Buddha on their trousers, or the little. We thought it was a horseshoe, but we found out it's actually a smile.
The smile of Buddha.
The smile of the Buddha on their. And this is very common because obviously this is seen to be a prestigious clothing because of its price amongst the youth, especially. So a lot of them, they'll buy fake ones or real ones or whatever. The point is, you see a lot of Muslims wearing
popular.
True Religion. So we want to talk about this issue of, is it permissible to wear brands such as True Religion?
What other brands are like this?
So we recently found out. Let's go through why True Religion is haram first.
Mention the brand.
Let's go through why True Religion is haram first.
Nike.
Let's go through why True Religion and then bring that one into it.
Should I tell you why I'm saying it?
Bring a few others as well.
Because the buzzer is about to go off, and I think we should leave them on a cliffhanger and carry on next episode, innit?
What buzzer?
20 minutes.
6 minutes.
No, we don't. We have a minute. And
I think we just do this and make the next one the next episode.
I think we should leave them on a cliffhanger and do the whole episode.
Is Nike haram?
Is Nike not haram?
Is True Religion?
Is Nike shirk?
What is that really a Buddha?
What is shirk?
Or is it a...
Is it a Buddha or is it a Bidah?
Or is it a Buddha?
Okay, listen. So basically what we're going to do is apparently we're going to call this episode here, and we'll record an episode for the issue.
We're going to put a pin in it.
Permissible to wear Nike or True Religion and other brands like that, and then we'll do one on haircuts. But inshallah, the haircuts we're going to do properly with
one
new show that
message you, man. He's like,
inshallah.
No, let's just do it here as well.
Okay, no problem. So until next time, guys. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
This month is all about
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu. Oh wait, Knowledge College. Watch the next announcement.
Hey guys, I really hope that you benefited from that video. Before you go, I want to ask you a really important question. Have you guys ever thought about studying Islam and seeking knowledge? If not, then I want you to reflect upon this hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet said that seeking knowledge is obligatory upon every single Muslim. Of course, that doesn't mean you have to be a scholar, but you have to know the basics in order for you to be the best possible slave and worshipper of Allah that you can possibly be. So we decided to provide a solution for this. You see, many people want to study, but they don't have the means or the resources to do so. So we set up an online institute called the Knowledge College, where you can study Islam from the comfort of your own home. So if you want more information on the Knowledge College and you'd like to sign up, go to the link below, check out the website, and hopefully we'll see you on the other side. Assalamu alaikum.